What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about what's going on with Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Now, you know me, I like to make these kind of videos. Look, to start it off, I do want to kind of say, because this sometimes get lost in translation when I make these videos, this doesn't keep me up at night. I'm not, like, pacing back and forth because of this. I know sometimes when I make a lot of worrying, quote-unquote, videos, some people will say that, maybe I kind of get too invested in it. I just want to talk about what we know about this, when could it be coming out, because we know it's this fall, and go from there. Really quickly, we're getting very close to 2,000 subscribers, so if you guys are watching this video and you're not already subscribed, please do. Red button right underneath the video, hit the bell icon, and join us on our journey to 2,000 and many more, okay? So, this game, it was shown on August 17th is when they first announced it, so here we are, a month and a half later, and they said fall of 2020. Now, I believe 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was an art book, the art of Ghost of Tsushima, that I was going to call it The Last of Us, that came out, and it actually had some of the things of this, online multiplayer mode in it. It had some enemies, it had some like concept art, it had a lot of different stuff in it. So I want to believe, and I still honestly do believe, that the game will come out this fall. Sony has done some weird stuff as of late. Remember, there's still rumors that they even have like a surprise or two still in store for the PS5. We're getting so close, we don't have the UI. We don't have what the store will look like. If there is a mystery, whether it's like a Metal Gear, remake or whatever it may be for a PS5, say, launch day game, we're getting close. We're within a month. We're actually a month and like a week away from the PS5 coming out, and we honestly still don't have a lot of information. And like I said, there are potentially still some surprises. That's just for PS5, by the way. Again, Ghost of Tsushima Legends would ideally, or not maybe necessarily even ideally, but we know it would for sure come out on PS4. Look, I still hold very true to my prediction that Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2, that they'll both get PS5 versions where you'll get the free upgrade, okay? Not just backwards compatibility, but they will get a PS5 version, whether it's a Game of the Year edition, whether it's whatever they want to call it. I was predicting that we would get that this fall. We would get that for the PS5. Maybe we get that as a PS5 launch game where they say, hey, you can obviously do backwards compatibility, but you're going to get the free upgrade for our two biggest games of 2020. And I thought that's what they were going to do. They could still do that for Ghost of Tsushima, and maybe that is one of the surprises that they're waiting on for why they haven't said anything more about Legends. I mean, look, I'm very excited for it. I have no doubt, honestly, in my mind, that Legends, it'll be very good. I honestly have no doubt that that's going to be the case. The game is very fundamentally solid, and that's the least you can say about it. And this online mode really looks like an insane amount of fun. Really does. And we talked about it when it came out. I think it's going to change the game in a lot of ways for the better. Going to add this new way of playing it, and it's going to be so different. It's going to be such a departure from what really Ghost of Tsushima is. Well, obviously, like still being a major influence of it, and I think that's going to get a lot of people to play it. I really do. It's going to get a lot of people to go back into it. And honestly, whenever you add multiplayer, it doesn't matter what kind. Last of Us Part 2 kind of multiplayer, Ghost of Tsushima kind of multiplayer. Whenever you add multiplayer into a game, you're going to, I think, get people that are going to be at the very least interested in it that otherwise wouldn't have been. Like if Ghost of Tsushima wasn't your cup of tea, multiplayer gets added, that to some, not everybody, but to some people immediately piques their interest. So, I want to believe an announcement is coming this month. To me, this is just for me. This is just my personal thing. I would not like it to come out like in November. November is just a tad busy because of all the other stuff. Now, again, I would get it if they say, okay, PS5 version of the game comes out in November, and that's also when we're going to have a big update for it. PS4, you'll be able to have the update. You'll get Legends, and on PS5, obviously, maybe it'll already come with it, or you'll have to update it maybe day one. If they do that, I would at least, I still, there's still so many other games that it would kind of get pretty darn difficult, but at least I would understand it, where it's like, look, factually, Yes, I mean, millions of people got it day one, millions of people got it in general, but if you didn't get it and they say, okay, PS5 version, November 12th, whatever, you can play this game on PS5, I think that's going to get actually a fair amount of people to buy this game. So I would understand why they would do something like that. Heck, even I would probably, as long as, for the love of God, save files better cross over for a game like this. As long as that happens, I would for sure continue my journey and play the multiplayer. But they're running out of time. This is not what I will say to maybe calm anybody down. And again, this is not something I pace back and forth on, but to calm maybe anybody who's really, really, scared about this down. The good thing with it is it's a multiplayer mode. We already got like a 3-ish minute trailer for the game, okay? So what I'm saying is when they say the release date, remember, there's lots of different ways you can say release dates. Do you have to give a month? Do you have to give 2 months? Do you have to give 5 months? Everybody's different, but for a game like this or an online experience like this, they've already done everything. They could realistically re-announce it, okay? Do another trailer, do a blog post, do whatever. I would prefer like a gameplay presentation, like a 5 to 8 minute like gameplay thing. If they did that and they said it launches in 2 weeks, I think that's fine, all things considered. Like considering what they already have, they could totally do that. So they can announce this thing. I'm not predicting that they will, but they can announce this thing, say this upcoming week. They can announce it and they can say, hey, this comes out the week before Halloween, and that's it. It doesn't have the perfect Halloween vibe, but it's got more of a Halloween vibe than like a Christmas vibe. So, coming out in December is one thing, coming out on Halloween is another. I would prefer like I said, I would prefer it comes out sooner rather than later. October is also insanely packed. There's no doubt about that. But when we get into that middle November period, look, even me, Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk, Miles, and Demon's Souls. Some people may be playing, obviously if you're not in the PlayStation ecosystem, you'll be playing other things, but even if you are in the PlayStation ecosystem, you could be playing Yakuza, you could be playing Sackboy, you could be playing a lot of other games that come out in November, in middle of November, right around every other game is competing with each other. To have Ghost of Tsushima come out then, I don't know, I don't think it would get the most out of it. This would have been a good thing for like a late summer period, but obviously because of when it came out, I get why they didn't do it. Bottom line is, it is puzzling that they said fall 2020, which by the way, fall in gaming terms really only extends, in my opinion, till like very early November, maybe even the last week of October. November is oftentimes referred to as holiday because of just the holiday vibe, because of Black Friday in the United States, but because, I mean, that's just fact in my mind, and that's just an opinion, but I really do think that's true. When you say holiday for any year in the gaming world, you're talking about really maybe the second week of November on, okay, which would be, by the way, all those games, Miles, Demon's Souls, the PS5 itself, all those games going into December, that's holiday, and then you start, and then you kind of go into winter, then you kind of change what you say, and you say winter of whatever year, because that's still the January, February, maybe March period. That's what you're talking about. So if we're going to be very specific, which we can, if we want to be very, very technical about it, fall 2020 is what they said. In my mind, honestly, fall 2020 ends the last week of October, the week that Watch Dogs and Little Hope comes out. Halloween is on that Saturday. That is, in my mind, like the last week, maybe the first week of November, but that's the end of the quote-unquote fall. So I do think this needs to come out relatively soon if they want to keep it with what they said. Otherwise, I think they'd have to say it got delayed, which honestly is possible. I don't know for sure, but it's definitely possible they could have delayed it. So guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What's going on with this game? When do you think it's coming out? Do you think it's been delayed? Do you think it's okay? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon again so you guys know when all these videos go up. Like I said, we're getting very, very close to 2,000. Would love to hit that as soon as we possibly can so we can march on, right? Thank you all for watching so much, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.